Hello everybody, this is Oğuzcan Adabük. In this video I'm going to go through creating a basic console application with Visual Studio 2013 and C# language. So this is the screen you're going to see mostly when you open up your Visual Studio. This is the start page, and from the start page we're gonna go and click on File, New, Project. Take some time in my computer, but I hope you have a faster computer. Okay, in the template sections you can see the different languages you can create projects with, but for this case we're gonna stick with Visual C#, and when you click on Visual C#, click on Windows Desktop. Now here's all the Windows application types. Click on Console Application, make sure your .NET Framework is 4.5, and make sure Create Directory for Solution is checked. Then you can change the name of your application. I'm gonna make it Hello Console, and here you can, if you want to choose a different directory than the default, you can click on Browse and you can find a different directory. So let's click OK. Okay, as you can see, the Visual Studio created a class for us. It's called program.cs, standing for C#. In a console application, everything, the main running function is under the program class, and the code you want to run should go in this main function. But let's take a look at it. What else do we have here? As you can, this part is the coding in the text editor, code editor. On the right side, on the right top, you can see the Solution Explorer. And the Solution Explorer, the Solution Hello Console, this is the top level solution file. Each Visual Studio application contains a single solution file, and Visual Studio 2013 creates solution files to organize projects. A solution can contain one or more projects. It has an extension of .sln. Under that we have a project, which is Hello Console. It's a C# project file. Projects include source code and other items for the project, such as images or other type of media if you're going to use those in your program. And it has a type of .cs proj, CSPROJ. Under the properties folder, properties it contains a file called assemblyinfo.cs. This is a special type of file that can store attributes. You can use it to add attributes to your program, such as name of the author, the date of the program it was written in. We can open it in the text editor and we can see the content. Title, we can put a description. Under the references, let's go back to program.cs. Okay, this folder contains references that are compiled, other source code that are compiled and that you can use in your own program. So these are sort of libraries that you can use in your program. You can just import them into your code using the using keyword. For example, the system, you can see the system reference here, and the system has all types of different functions and libraries For example, system.io, it has these functions, and there's many other things you need in your program. So you can also, when you're working with, or when you have your own other libraries compiled, you can also add them in the reference and use them in your programs in the future as you need them. app.config, as you can see here, is a configuration file, and it's an optional file. Some runtime settings can be modified in this file. For example, which version of the .NET framework you use to run your application. Okay, let's go back to program.cs. This is a C# source file. You can see the contents in the text editor. Now let's create a simple hello world program, or hello console, traditional computer science program name for the first programs that are written by new students. Console is an object. Console dot write. So you see these windows popping up. This is the IntelliSense feature of the Visual Studio. What it does, it gives you information regarding the objects and the functions and the fields, and if it also helps you autocomplete. It saves you from typing too much code. You don't need to write the same code, like same keywords again and again. You can just write a couple of letters and then it'll complete it for you. And you can also see what other functions are there. In case you don't know what exactly you use, sometimes it might help you to find out or narrow down your options. We'll go with write line. So as soon as I open up a parenthesis, it shows us all the possible overloads of this function. There are 19 of them, and I'm gonna go up and down using the arrow keys. So this version takes a Boolean value, this version takes a char value, char array, decimal, double, float, pretty much anything, all the data types. But we're gonna be going with the string type, and I'm going to open up double quotes and write hello world. And now as you see this here, right after where the console.writeLine function ends, there's this red curvy line, which is it's a way of Visual Studio communicating with you, and he's saying, hey look, you forgot a comma. So you don't get this only for commas, but if there are other problems with your code, Visual Studio is a nice guy. He's telling you, hey, you got a problem here, you have to fix this thing, otherwise your program won't work. If you look at on the right side, you'll also see the red dot here, which is pointing out something is broken with that function. So let's put our comma and press Ctrl save, or you can go here and save from here. Now if you press the start button, which it looks like it's right there, it's easy to start, it will build the function, it will build the code, and then as soon as it builds, it's gonna run the code program, and it's already closed before you can see anything. The reason is because we just told the program to print out something, but then it doesn't wait. So when you're working on your projects, a good way to do this, go to debug, start without debugging. Now it gives you a window where you have to press the key to finish this. Or another way to do this, create the same effect, you can go under next line, console.read key, or read line, or read. They serve the same purpose, but they are different functions. Read line takes the line of input from the user keyboard. Now let's do it to start. Now the program is not going to end until the user keyboard input is received. Another thing that happened once you okay, let's see the build solution. So when you click build solution, it actually builds your program and it compiles it. And once the program is compiled, then you can see it. If you click on the show all files on the Solution Explorer, you'll see two new folders that were not there before. And when you expand the folders, you'll see there's an exe file, which is an executable file. So what it does, it compiles your code and creates an executable file. And when you run this, when you click the start or the run, then it actually runs that executable file. So this is all the material I'm going to be covering for this first tutorial, but in the next one I'm going to be covering namespaces. See you on the next video.